All right, I'm going to see who comes in here while I get ready. So those of you that are new, welcome. Please like my channel, subscribe, like and comment under my video, okay? And if you are watching this later, you can do a $4.99 or higher super chat, and I'll give you an intuitive message, okay? It's the weekend, so you can hop on my website and book my weekend mini readings, which I have a deal on, and they get done Saturday and Sunday, sometimes into Monday, depending on how my schedule goes, okay? But go ahead and book those. They are the only time that I give a deal on like a weekend reading where you get a quick turnaround time. Okay. I'm also going to offer some story readings on Instagram. Those of you that have not joined Instagram, I recommend it. That's my most active platform. Also, you guys, I changed up my 2-heart clearings. I added candle work to it to amp up the energy, to help renew the contract and bind the heart spaces with love together. I do everything with without harm and with love and honesty, okay? And it's actually been very, very effective with the connections for the most part. But bear in mind a few things before booking this service with me, and I do third-party banishment and removals as well, which has been extremely effective, okay? So a few things I want to say about my services. When I do these services, I do it from truth. I don't do like black magic, force somebody to be with you, binding, yada, yada, yada kind of stuff. I know there's some practitioners out there that offer that. I personally find this to be very karmic, very fraudulent, and that's not the type of stuff that I want to get into. Okay. Mine is like it brings connections together that are meant to be together though. Okay. So if it's meant to be together, it's meant to be together. It does bring connections that have love already in it. It does remove the spiritual warfare blockages in your connection. So when I do the candles, that just amplifies the energy. You get photo proof when I do these. Okay. Sometimes I do the energy work the night before, and then the next night I do the candle, which is what I do for a majority of them. So you'll get email with the energy work that I do ahead of time, and then you'll get another email with photo proof of the candle work. Okay. Extremely effective. What it does is it binds and banishes the third party. If the third party is not supposed to be there, the third party will exhaust the masculine or feminine, whichever one you're dealing with, will drive them crazy. The truth will come up between them. The lies will surface. The deception will come up and come out. There's like, you know, everything hidden comes to light when I do this kind of work. Okay. But this far, it has been extremely effective. It does not happen overnight. Keep that in mind, please. It's not going to be instant. Some people get instant results, okay? I cannot promise you results because some people are like, oh, when's it going to happen? When's it going to work? I can't promise any of that. Sam, you're going to hear from the man that's on your mind in a couple of months. Megan, you're in a lot of fear right now. You might want to consider a clearing. There's somebody from your past coming back. So where was I going with this? I got interrupted. So when I do this work, I remove the spiritual blocks between the two of you because divine counterparts are under extreme attack. And that includes, you know, whatever you want to name your connection. I don't really give a shit. You can call it twin flames, soulmates, high level divine counterparts, yada, yada, yada. I don't give a shit. Do what you want, call it what you want. But when I do this work, some people get results like the next day. Some people get results the night that I'm doing it. Their counterpart contacts them. Some people get nothing. And then as soon as they let go and surrender and kind of forget about the work, all of a sudden they get the contact. Okay, all of a sudden things start moving. So what's really important with the work is to let go and allow the work to run its course on its own, okay? If the connection is not meant to be together and it's very karmic in nature, that is usually presented to my client as well. The truth and the connection seems to come to light when I do this work. Sometimes they find out, oh, they got somebody pregnant they didn't know about, or they're married, or they're engaged to somebody, or they're out playing multiple females, or they lied to them about everything. That comes up, and sometimes my client decides, oh, I don't want to be with this person after I do this work, okay? But I highly recommend it. Do you need to do it more than once after it's been done once? This is a kind of work that usually you do get a refresher of. I do have clients in union right now that come back and get the work done just to keep their union protected from spiritual warfare and outside interferences. When I do the third party removal, I write in the candle and write a petition removing open and hidden third parties. Okay, so hidden third parties are also removed and exposed when it comes to the connection as well. So bind and banishment means there's a wall that is put up between your connection and the parties that are interfering. Sometimes this is friends, sometimes this is family, sometimes this is even work. I've even banished people's work, which it doesn't make them like lose their job. It just makes them focus more on the connection and in the moment than obsessing about their job, so to speak, if that makes sense. It makes their karmic timeline collapse and fall apart and their divine timeline open up and bring them forth to divine union. The average time that I have gotten when it comes to people getting in union, the ones I've gotten in union, is 3 to 6 months. Okay, that's the average this far. Some it's been 8 months. Some of them did not pan out. They got contact, they got truth, they didn't like what they saw with the true colors of the person and decided not to entertain the connection. So that's what I'm going to say there about my 2 heart clearings. When you book with it, keep in mind that when you book non-emergency, can be up to 6-week wait. Emergency, 24 to 48 hours business days. Okay. So you're not guaranteed if you book on a Friday that you're going to get it on Saturday, because some weekends I take off and I spend it with my children. Okay. But the best time to book this kind of work is booking like an emergency on like a Thursday, and then you'll probably get it returned Thursday to Friday, because Fridays are Venus. Okay. And Venus is about love. So that's a really good day to have it done. New moons are a good day. Some full moons actually are very effective. Spring equinox, which is right now, actually is really effective. I'm going to be doing some tonight, actually. So your expectations, I mean, keep them low when it comes to my work, because if you have high expectations and you obsess about the work, and I mean, I have a few clients that are so obsessed with the work, I'm like, you know, you're actually putting a karmic block up between you and your counterpart again. You're actually blocking them from coming in because you're not coming from that place of love and surrender. That's the most important part of my work. When you're obsessing, I'm not getting results, I'm not getting what I want. Well, is that unconditional love? Because what I'm teaching you is unconditional love. What I'm bringing forth is unconditional love. When you're obsessing, you're actually putting out like a demonic attack out to your person. Okay. So what's that going to do? It's going to repel them from coming in towards you. Okay. It's not going to bring in inviting energy. They will get orchestrated by spirits on their own in divine timing to come in towards you if it's meant to be, right? If you are meant to know truth about the connection when you do this work, then your spirits will bring you the truth that you need to know. Okay. So that's what I have to say about that. So another update, curse removals are now chakra clearings and cord cuts as well. Cord cuts and bind and banishment and the contract are 2 different services. Okay. They're not the same thing. When I used to have a chakra clearing and cord cut. That's cutting all the karmic cords you're attached to, everything, taking your power away. I balance out your chakra system, remove blockages, that sort of thing. I combined my curse removals with that now. So now you get the curse removal and the cord cut and the balancing of your chakras and the blockages of your chakras. It's all combined in the curse removal now. So you get a 2-for-1 now with my curse removals. It just kind of leaves things less congested on my website, and a lot of people want both, so it just makes more sense to me to combine the 2 services together. Curses are always a problem, hexes, getting spells done, any of that sort of thing. Anyways, can I do the services for other people? Yes. If their higher self agrees to it, their soul agrees to it, yes, I can do it. And like I would say 99% of the time, I'm allowed to do it. Okay, so that's what I have there. Let's get going on this reading. What is going on? Spring equinox with your person. Divine masculine update. I'm taking a lot of you are in separation right now because I'm kind of picking up a separation vibe. What is going on with the divine masculine collective right now? For those that are viewing this or will be viewing at a later date. Allie, everything's going to calm down in the next 2 to 3 days for you, okay? Okay, so there is a new beginning approaching, and with Aries season, we're right now we're in Aries season. Okay, so we just entered the just pre stages of Aries season, so to speak. Okay, so we're at that early stage of Aries season. So with the Fool card here, I do feel there's a lot of new beginning coming in, and I do feel there's a lot of passionate energy. Aries is a very, very sexual season, a very high chemistry, high energy season. So the masculine collective is in a place of having a very horny energy towards the feminine. But not only that, they're desiring touch right now is what I'm hearing. They're desiring passion. They're desiring, you know, affection. They're kind of desiring attention as well. And they are like preparing themselves to have some sort of new beginning. I feel like some of them are still trying to avoid this new beginning, but it's being pushed upon them with the spring equinox energy. This is a very painful time is what I'm channeling in. And there's a lot of depression, anger, irritability in the masculine collective as well as they try to resist this new beginning. But when things get quiet and they calm their mind down, they're kind of like, wait a minute, like, I really want this person right now. Okay. They have this desire for you right now. They're a little bit slow moving with the process is what Spirit is telling me. But I do see that there's going to be like a slow moving kind of energy. And I feel like this is the transition as we go into Pisces in the early stages of Aries season. And then there's going to be boom, like some sort of really quick movement or some sort of unexpected, you know, contact that you have no idea is coming towards you, or some sort of like growth that's going to be happening in the divine masculine collective. So how they feel about you right now, they're a little bit hesitant because I feel a nervous energy with them, but there's a transition happening. There's going to be a moment of clarity where they all of a sudden are like, boom, I want the divine feminine. Okay. For a lot of you, like there's going to be a lot of surprises, especially with the eclipse season going on this month, spring equinox, you know, Pisces transition to Aries season is one of the biggest transitions, you know, of the year. It's like very bipolar in my opinion. I mean, Pisces being the last sign, which is like endings, and Pisces is so dramatic, so emotional. And then we transition to Aries. It is like go getting the first sign, very fiery and like go, where it's like two bipolar signs, right? So transitioning between that is like a little bit slow moving here to boom, here I am. Okay, that's what I'm getting. There's going to be like a lot of shocks, a lot of surprises is what I'm hearing. Yes, there is like reunions. I'm picking up reunions with this collective here. There's this realization that this is the person that I want to spend my life with. Okay. And, you know, this is the Golden Girls deck that I have here, and like they're old, you know, and I kind of just feel with this card here, it's like I want to grow old with that person. Like this is my person, you know, an epiphany moment. They're maturing, they're growing up. Aries season can bring forth kind of an immature energy though. So just be aware of that. There might be some immaturity. Hi, honey. So there might be some immaturity that comes forward as well. But I do feel with the eclipses happening, each eclipse is going to bring forth another transition and the body, mind, and soul of the divine masculine collective. And likely yourself too, viewer. You likely are going through a lot of transitions right now. You feel like a new person. Karmic timelines are collapsing. What is going on with karmic connections? I feel like a lot of you are wondering that right now. And there's a lot of, yeah, they're very defensive towards the karmic connections. The karmic connections have been revealing their true colors lately. Nadura, your message is there's a new masculine that's going to like come in and make initiative towards you, but it's somebody I think you know from like your younger years. So with the karmic is a bit defensive. The masculine is a bit defensive. They're not seeing eye to eye right now. They've been exposed to each other, that they're each other's karmic. Okay. It's not just the karmic towards the masculine, but the masculine is also karmic towards the karmic, if that makes sense. So there's this understanding that like, oh, okay, well, truth came out, things came out of the bag, true colors came out, secrets started to expel. The masculine likely was cheating, or the karmic was cheating. That sort of energy is there. A lot of anger, realizing they're faking life for each other. The masculine took the karmic because they didn't want to make the changes. This eclipse season is very, very intense, and these changes are being forced upon them more and more every eclipse season, right? So with the karmic, it's like they went along with that karmic because it aligned with their belief systems that they were programmed to believe in. Kristen, you're going to get a job promotion or some sort of raise. So they, I can't talk. So somebody who's masculine wants to speak really bad, and they're struggling to speak. So they're very defensive towards the karmic. They want the karmic energy to be removed. The karmic is gossiping about them. It's very toxic, very heavy. And there was black magic used from the karmic towards the divine masculine to get them to begin with very heavy, which I removed these during my 2 heart clearings with third party removals. It's nasty black magic. They literally bind themselves to the masculine to the point where there's so many binds that I have to cut through. It's unreal. It's like they're enmeshed into the energy of the masculine. It's disgusting. So they're trying to throw their black magic right now, but what I pick up here for some of you, especially if you had 2 heart clearings with me, is the black magic is not hitting the connection. Okay, it's literally ricocheting right off, and it's mirroring back at the karmic, and it's binding them to themselves, basically into obsession over the masculine. Thank you, ladies. So they're, you know, they're struggling with that, and love conquers all, and this is how they feel right now. They're in this place of love. Alex is going through a transition right now and something about a new job. So they're in this place of love right now, and their love isn't towards the karmic. If the karmic had to use black magic and curse work and that sort of thing to get the divine masculine to begin with, right? It's not true love. Lisette, your message is you're going to be traveling internationally this year. So it's not coming from true love. And it's like the karmic has their cup out for the masculine to fill it, but they're not filling it. They're coming at them with anger and irritability. And this is because they're realizing that it's not real love. It was programming. They felt forced with the connection. Some of us dealt with karmic connections this last year, ladies, and we started to realize that we were put in that position as well. And the lesson complete. And it's like, you know, everybody's kind of exiting these karmic situations with spring equinox. The masculine, if they have a karmic, they're angry and very irritable at this karmic right now. And it's like their cup of love is towards you because you are the divine feminine. So that's showing me some sort of growth that's been happening this spring equinox. There's going to be a lot of offers coming in. There's going to be a lot of asking you out. There's going to be communication coming in. There's going to be like, hey, do you want to go out to dinner? Do you want to go out to drinks? Do you want to go meet up for coffee? Something like that. They are coming towards you, okay? You may not feel it right now, but like I said earlier in the reading, it's going to be very unexpected and you don't even know it's coming. They want to present you an offer, but they want to make sure that offer is very presentable. Right now, they need to get through this conflicting time, okay, and get away and walk away from this. And I feel like the karmic's trying to fight with them right now, trying to hold on to them, but they're just going to exhaust themselves in the process. They're trying to build an empire in an artificial timeline from spell work. I mean, it's not going to work. That's not natural. It's not meant for them. The divine masculine is not theirs. They were, you know, essentially trying to steal a timeline that was the divine feminine's timeline. They were, you know, stealing your identity. They were stealing your blueprint, and they were trying to be like you. They were lurking on you. They're still obsessing about a lot of you right now. So you might feel the karmic energy obsessing about you right now. And this is because the masculine is getting very combative. Allie, your message is something about another business. So you might be actually collaborating with yet another business. So these unions are coming together, and the karmic is trying to ruin this right now. So they're showing up at their house. They're calling them and texting them. They're trying to cast out more spells, having their little practitioner or whatever do more black magic and shit like that. It's just bouncing off. It's prisoning themselves. It's leaving themselves stagnant. It's getting themselves an obsession. But why do they want the masculine? That's the question that I'm hearing. Why do they even want them? They just want them to destroy your union. They are being used by the dark side to destroy your union. That's about it. And they also presented the masculine with the lesson: don't take the woman that meets the standards in the programming that you were taught. What you were taught was a relationship, right? And that's the programming from their childhood. So right now, as they're going through that deprogramming of their childhood, oh, a relationship's supposed to be like this. Oh, take the easy relationship. You don't have to make changes then. You don't have to grow. You don't have to step in your divine. What does Alex have to say to you? He's not ready for union right now. So here you are in your divine, in your throne, and you are actually attracting them in, and the karmic can feel the pull, okay? The karmic can feel the pull, and she's getting very agitated and trying to step in and destroy. What it's doing right now is actually exposing them for who they truly are. I feel like the masculine is so addicted to your energy right now that it's not really stopping anything anymore. And they're ready to get out of that karmic loop that they've been in with this karmic connection. They're going to start chasing you. Separation is coming to an end. You don't see this coming. You really don't. Like the passion with Aries season, the passion is on fire. It's insane chemistry. Okay. They're ready to present you stability. Christy B444, the person on your mind will contact you in about 3 weeks. So the karmic relationship is over. If you're wondering, the karmic relationship is over. Okay, especially if you had clearing work with me, this is going to resonate the most because you're in this collective the most if you had clearing work done with me, okay? The karmic relationship is over. It's done. It's dead. I mean, the lesson has been done. The masculine was settling for something that was less than what they deserve. They're admiring the feminine. They're seeing your phoenix rising, and they're ready to reconcile and rekindle the relationship with you. Okay, so they change their mind when it comes to the karmic. They realize, wait a minute, the programming, the old belief system, this is not what I want. Okay, they're thinking in their head, I thought I wanted somebody that was like my mother. I thought I wanted somebody that was like my ex. I thought I wanted somebody easy. You know, they didn't want to take on somebody like you who's in queen energy, so to speak, somebody who's always a go-getter, somebody who's elegant and beautiful and represents the divine feminine beauty or something of that nature. They thought they weren't good enough for you, so they took garbage and trash basically over you. The karmic has their own counterpart. Maybe they can meet them in the trailer park somewhere. I don't know. But they have their own counterpart, and eventually they will figure that one out. But the masculine is actually very much entering the king energy they're supposed to be in. And the Aries energy is going to get them into that throne they belong in. So they took less than they deserve, and they took trailer park trash because they literally had that low of self-confidence. Okay, and some of you, same goes for you. Maybe some of you were very insecure and you took a karmic connection as well because you were sick and tired of waiting for the masculine to come in, and that karmic connection got removed out of your timeline unexpectedly. They showed their true colors, that sort of thing, but you took it because you thought it was going to please your family, or you thought that connection was what you were taught what love was, or what you were told what love was. This is a thing that I say, though. We cannot be taught love. We really can't. I can tell you things about love, and I can give you education about love, that sort of thing, but at the end of the day, I cannot teach love. And we've been told, like, oh, I was taught what love is, I was told what love is. Well, how the fuck can you be taught what love is? You should just know what love is. It's something you feel. It's an emotion. It's a feeling. It's a feeling deep in your soul, deep in your heart. And it's like, nobody can really tell you that. So when I hear people go, oh, when I was a kid, I was taught love. It's like, how the fuck were you taught love? You should be represented love. You should have been shown love by action. You should have felt it coming from the core of your parents. Okay, there's no way in hell that you can be taught fucking love. You just can't. You just know love. You know love. You feel it. And that's when you met the person on your mind, and you two came together, that love activated that was already there, right? And you just knew it. Nobody had to teach you that. Nobody had to tell you that. You just knew it. This person knew it too, but they got scared because it's not what they were taught. Okay. And a lot of people have this distorted perception of love, and they think love is what they were taught. And a lot of people were taught love with conditions. They were taught that love is abusive because, unfortunately, a lot of people came from abusive children and then told by that parent, oh, but I love you. And they hugged them and nurtured them for a little bit, then beat them and abused them, that sort of shit. Unfortunately, it's a very common thing. So then it brings out distortion in love. That's why a lot of you ladies likely ended up in an abusive relationship. Okay. So the karmic is stabbing them in the back right now. They're going around and slandering them. There's a lot of deception and pain going on. There's going to be like this love call or text coming in like, I miss you, because you didn't do that to this person. You gave this person a safe place to be themselves, and they're really desiring and missing that connection with you. All right. Megan, I have no answer for that because Spirit says you obsess about it. It's going to be a while. You're supposed to move on and let go. All right, so let's see what we got here. I am working on myself so I can come back. Please wait for me. And this is true. This is something I picked up the other day. I feel like some of the men are working out, changing their diet, starting to eat more clean. Some of us ladies are being forced to eat clean as well. Like for me, I'm kind of being forced to eat a better diet. I'm starting to get sick if I don't. That's definitely a thing right now. So the masculine's going along with that as well. Some of them have been dealing with health issues from being with a karmic connection. When you're with an artificial connection, it's not fed divine love between the two of them. Allie, your messages, there's going to be another investment in your business, and it's going to be around $100,000 or more. So they're working on themselves. They come back, and I do feel I'm hearing diet, exercise, health, that sort of thing. Jess Frederick, you're going to end up back in a reconciliation and a relationship again. Jess actually had a 2-heart clearing with me that was successful. This person fears they will never forgive you. When the karmic did black magic on them and took them from you, they did and said nasty things to you. They pushed you away. They got scared. They got taken by dark spirits, that sort of thing. And they have fear that you will not forgive them for the things they did to you, for throwing you out like highway trash, that sort of bullshit, right? So there's a lot of fear coming up when it comes to reconciliation with you. And right now the mask is trying to work through that fear. So it's like they're on their way back. They want to come back to you. I know you guys hear this shit all the time, but you guys know that I'm very accurate with my readings. And I assure you that not every one of you is going to get a reconciliation, but a good portion of you are. Okay. Especially if you had clearing work with me, it's definitely running in that timeline. Teresa White, you're going to get a new job or like a business, and you're going to be very high up in it. I don't know what to do. So they're very lost with identity right now. They revolve their identity around the toxic karmic connection. And it's like, you know, with these karmic connections breaking off, they're kind of lost right now, and they're longing and desiring for you. They just don't know how to react to this new energy. They don't know how to come towards you. They don't know how to talk. And I think that's why I was coughing when I was doing this reading, is because these masculines don't know what to say to you. They're embarrassed. They said mean things to you. They pushed you away. They told you to fuck off, whatever your storyline is, because the karmic was doing black magic on them. And that black magic was designed to repel you, to bind you away from them. And that karmic came in and showed them what they thought they wanted, what was comfortable, represented, you know, something comfortable to them, something easy to them. Well, that's a good start, Jess. That's a good start. It'll come together. This isn't over between us. I'm coming back for you. So it's like once they get past this fear, they'll be on their way back. I can't take away from being you any longer. So it's like they're trying to resist the connection. The Aries energy is going to leave them very like irritable, like very anxious. Okay, yeah, Allie, I got to finish up your candle. I'm going to have to use some of my other oils because my oils still are not coming in, and I know you want that done, but I did your pre-work last night anyway. I do love you, just don't know how to show it to you right now. See, yeah, they're embarrassed because they shoved you away. They said mean shit to you. Fuck you, I don't want you, blah, 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 don't talk to me, you know, and then they took a karmic connection that was just a fraudulent. So there you go, you guys. I hope that resonated for those of you today. Thank you for the donations. All of the donations on Instagram here go towards my children's needs for school and everything else. All right, you guys, have a good night. Bye-bye.